So in a stunning, says Judge Alito, ruling, the Supreme Court 5-4 has smacked down the DOJ, Trump's DOJ, from freezing $2 billion in USAID money for contracts that have already been fulfilled. I will read from the Supreme Court order, which states on February 13th, the United States District Court for the District Court of Columbia, which is Judge Ali, entered a temporary restraining order enjoining the government from enforcing directive pausing disbursements of foreign development assistance funds. The present application does not challenge the government's obligation to follow that order. On February 25th, the district court ordered the government to issue payments for a portion of the paused disbursements. That's a $2 billion. Those owed for work already completed before the issuance of the district court's temporary restraining order by 11:59 on February 26th. Judge Ali ordered that the government pay that $2 billion and gave them the deadline of 11:59 p.m. on February 26th, which they did not honor. Several hours before that deadline, the government filed this application to vacate the district court's February 25th order and requested an immediate administrative stay. So they wanted to pause, they wanted to keep the money frozen, they wanted relief, just orders before their deadline. They filed. The Chief Justice, Roberts, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, entered an administrative stay shortly before the 11:59 p.m. deadline and subsequently referred the application to the court, which is the Supreme Court. The application is denied. Given that the deadline in that challenged order has now passed, well, and I want to back up for a second. When they said the application is denied, that means that they are supporting the district court's ruling. The application is denied. Given the deadline in the challenged order has now passed, and in light of the ongoing preliminary injunction proceedings, the district court should clarify what obligations the government must fulfill to ensure compliance with the temporary restraining order with due regard for the feasibility of any compliance timelines. So basically, they're telling Judge Ali, you need to come up, revisit the issue now that they've already fucked off the deadline, and come up with some way that in a reasonable amount of time that they can meet the deadline, pay the money, and if you do that, you have 5 votes from us. It's, it's the way that they speak to each other. And the order heretofore entered by the Chief Justice is vacated. Now, this is great news. It's for justice, for democracy. Now I want to read one of the dissenting opinions by Judge Alito. Justice Alito, with whom Justice Thomas, Justice Gorsuch, and Justice Kavanaugh join the dissenting from the denial of the application to vacate order. He says, does a single district court judge who likely lacks jurisdiction have the unchecked power to compel the government of the United States to pay out and probably lose forever $2 billion taxpayer dollars? The answer to that question should be an emphatic no, but a majority of this court apparently thinks otherwise. I am stunned. He is stupid. For one thing, $2 billion taxpayer dollars, that money has already been allocated. Those contracts have already been fulfilled. They owe the contractors this $2 billion. Let's be very clear about that. Justice Alito knows it. He knows it. He's playing to a different audience here. He continues. Even if the majority is he's attacking his own court. Even if the majority is unwilling to vacate the district court's order, it should at least stay the district court's enforcement order until the government is able to petition for a writ of certiorari. In other words, a recommendation to the Supreme Court. In considering whether to issue such a stay, we ask at a minimum, 1, whether the moving party is likely to prevail on the merits of the case, and 2, whether the moving party is likely to suffer irreparable harm. And then he lists, different cases. In closed cases, we also take into account other things, as in he points to the case of sovereign immunity is what he's pointing at and saying, we gave this dude immunity. We can't go against him now, is what he's saying. Well, sorry, but Chief Justice Roberts begged to differ, Justice Alito. And your household with that upside down flag flying compatriotism with J6 insurrectionists. We know who you are, Alito. You've told us who you are.